Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Guys, I got a story I want to tell you guys. Been wanting to tell you this story for a long time. And since I'm in a relaxed mood while I'm chilling, nothing else on my mind, I'm ready to tell you guys the story of Frank Davis Sr., my father. I want to tell you guys about my father real quick. Guys, my father died at the age of 53 from lung cancer. Today is March 10th. I'm making this video. My birthday is tomorrow, March 11th. So my dad died at my current age. My dad passed away at my current age from lung cancer. Matter of fact, my dad took his last breath while I was cradling him in my arms. Me and my dad was pretty close, had a great relationship. It wasn't the best father when I was growing up, but as I got older, I don't know what happened. As I got older and started moving away, it seems like he wanted to work on our relationship, so we got closer as I grew up. But guys, I want to tell you guys, my dad died broke. He died a broke and broken man. That's why I am driven. That's why I go hard the way I go hard with my saving, my investing, building my assets, trying to be the best father I can be, the best son I can be. Because my dad died with nothing, guys. My dad died broke. Absolutely owning zero. He owned nothing to his name. And I vowed not to repeat that process. I vowed not to repeat that. Well, my dad, I was a regular smoker, guys. My dad died when I was 35. I was a regular smoker. And when he told me he had lung cancer, I stopped smoking that day, that night, the very next day. Because I had to process it that day, and I was a regular smoker. Then the next day, when I woke up, I never smoked another cigarette again so far in my life. Quit cold turkey. That's why I knew that when I made a decision to work on my alcohol, I knew I could do it. I knew I could do it because I quit smoking cold turkey. To me, it's just mind over matter. But I always say my dad died a broken man because when he died, him and his wife pretty much had separated 5 years prior, but they still lived in the same home, right? But because of money, he couldn't afford to move out. So she had the upstairs of the house, and my dad lived in the basement. Guys, we call it a Michigan basement. I grew up in Michigan, right? It was one of those basements that was made of like the square cinder blocks. So when it rained, it would leak. The basement would leak. It was old, had a cold draft to it. It was dark. It was dingy. That's where my father lived his last 5 years of his life. In an old, cold, dark, dingy basement, guys. That's how my dad died. That's where he died, guys. Guys, my dad never accomplished anything in his life. Never accomplished anything of any significance. He was a factory worker for most of his life. My dad never made no more than probably $30,000 a year. I know that for a fact because we had these conversations before he passed away. My dad he never owned a new car, guys. He never owned a home. He never owned any assets whatsoever. My father died a broke and broken man. I want to say he died of a broken heart, and he died financially broke. Guys, I vowed that this would never happen to me. This is why I go hard the way I go hard with my investing, my saving. I'm not going to repeat what my father I'm not going to repeat what my father accomplished, which was nothing. It's not to beat up on my father, but it's just the facts. I'm going to show my son, when I leave this earth, my son is going to have something to say like, my father was on his game. My father left assets. He showed me how to build assets. He taught me how to build assets. He told me how to leave a legacy for the family. I take pride in being the patriarch of my family, guys. Knowing that my immediate family, my children, my mother, if they need anything, I know I'm in a position to help them. I take pride in that. I take a lot of pride into that, because when I was growing up, guys, I could not go to my father for anything because he didn't have nothing for me to go to him for. If I ever got into a jam, I had to go to his father, my father's father, who pretty much raised me. I couldn't go to my father because he didn't have nothing. You know, when he died, all he had was a $10,000 life insurance policy. And then after he died, whatever was left went to his wife, who wanted nothing to do with him when he died. Guys, I can't repeat that process. I can't repeat that. I got to show my kids better. I got to show individuals around me better. Anybody that I come in contact, I got to show them better and motivate them to do better. Because we have to stop dying broke. My dad died broke with nothing, guys. I said, you know what? I am not repeating that. My dad's father died broke. His father died broke. His father died broke. It's just a legacy of Davis' fathers dying broke. And I vowed not to repeat that process with my children. Guys, this is why I go hard the way I go hard. This is why I do what I do. This is why I'm so motivated in my professional career and in my personal life. I don't care what anybody says. Dying broke, that should not be something we striving to do. We should want to do better, guys. We should want to do better. We should want to leave assets to our children. We should want to leave assets to our grandchildren. Let me tell you a quick story. I worked with a couple of guys about 20 years ago. I worked with two gentlemen. They were Caucasian gentlemen, right? They were out of Detroit. We all worked for Arby's restaurants about like 20 years ago. Do you know these gentlemen, it was two brothers, they started a Papa John's franchise because their grandmother left them money out of her 401k. She worked at General Motors out of Detroit her entire life. And when she passed away, she left her those two friends of mine were her only grandkids. She left them money out of her 401k. The two brothers took that money and started a Papa John's franchise out in Ohio. That one woman's act of kindness to build wealth in a 401k and was able to leave an inheritance to her grandkids helped them start a Papa John's franchise. We got to stop dying broke, guys. We have to stop dying broke. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. We have to stop dying broke with nothing to leave to our children, guys. We got to stop this. So, guys, hopefully this video was some motivation to you guys. Like I said, I wanted to tell this story, and since I was in a relaxed mode right now, just sitting out on the beach, walking on the beach, I just felt compelled to go ahead and make this video. So, guys, remember to like the video, share the video. Most important, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Frank Talks Money. And with that, guys, I'm Frank, and I'm out here. Have a great day.